Giving it all we got, giving it all we can, giving it all we got. Oh, climbing up to the top of the world, no fear, we're gonna make it. Everything we want is ours. Whoa.
Hey guys, how you doing? How you doing? Craig here. And with my life here on the Thai farm, and it is the sun is trying to break through today, but oh, I don't know if it's gonna make it, because we were just out in town for a minute, and the darkest clouds of all I've seen are coming this way, so it's probably gonna be one more big old rain fest. And you gotta watch that. Just checking out my fountain. Yeah, man, it's working. So I ordered another one because I do have the other pond, right? And I did make my fountain over there. If you saw that video, it was a floating fountain that I made over there from old parts. But I really like that head. I don't, you know, it's like 250 baht, which is, I think, a great price. I don't want it to go away. It took a while to find it. I had searched for heads, you know, and never really found one that was any decent. And then I saw that one. I go, what? And I immediately bought it. And it turned out it was pretty good. So I'm like, oh. So I bought another one. And I also bought the 12-volt motor with the little gear spindle on it for my paddle wheel project. But oh yeah, and if you're following yesterday's video, which was about, you know, well, about my fountain, but also on my pizza oven door, and I closed that, put the door on, hung the door on there. I left it in there all night, but you know, the heat probably went down. It just didn't really cook it really hot. But you know, it has some discoloration to it. You know, I did that on the bottom, but it has that. But I think I'm gonna need to cook it more, and maybe I do need to torch it or something. I don't want to have. I tested that, right? So the heat was up there. It was like, you know, 800 or 900 degrees max on Fahrenheit, and that's about it for pizza. So you know, if I get it super hot, you know, I don't think my oven was built for that. I'd hate to have a real big old crack in there. But what I did notice, I noticed when we were leaving to go into town. Actually, we went and had lunch. And which is that my village here, my sleepy little village of Ban Mai Suvarnabhumi here in the Takun Ram district in Per Muang, Kamphaeng Phet, Thailand. You know, it's just not so sleepy anymore getting there. I made a video, a couple videos probably, but a number of videos back about how you can't stop progress. I think that was maybe the title of the video or something. And I showed how out there on the main road, from the main road coming in, where it used to be a 1 lane, they widened it, made it all a 2 lane, you know, all the way down to before they entered our village, really. Then it went back to 1 lane and came through here, and I'll probably show this video in contrast to a previous video that shows when he's coming through Ban Mai, or maybe when I'm leaving through Ban Mai, all the trees and all that stuff. And I've also made mention that, you know, the government property line is really where the big telephone poles are that they also put in new. So they're back there, and it's a considerable part of certain people's, you know, properties and businesses, you know, that are up on the road. They're gonna have to move all the way back behind that pole in order to keep it going. Now, when they built their houses and all that stuff, those things, I believe, for the most part, are all behind the pole. But you know, they had all these add-ons, and people have trees, and that's what really gets me is the trees, and that's what I'm hoping to see in the video, is because massive trees. You're talking about 30, 50 years old trees and stuff that made this whole village road come through here green, you know. And now when I drove through there, the giant excavator, you know, they don't even cut the trees down. They just take the giant excavator or the macro, just grab a hold of the big branch, snap it off, and snap the other ones off, and then pull the whole thing down, and it's just shredded all the way through there. So now it's like not even green or whatever. I'm like, oh. So I want to document it. I want to take my scooter ride and put this on my my chest mount, and we'll see if we can't get it done. All right, let's do it. Let's take a look. We'll get back at you. Righty. Well, like I said in one of my previous videos, can't stop progress. I just wish it would have came, you know, a lot slower. One of the big draws for me, you know, living out here was the greenery. I mean, it's still green out here. Hopefully all this farmland and everything won't change in my lifetime. What's that, like 20 years? 66 next month. So I'll figure 86. Yeah, man. I was thinking maybe I'll just video this and then narrate it on the computer in the editing. So we're okay here, you know, this part of the village. Although this road is new because of flooding, I wouldn't be surprised if they start reclaiming. This right here, on my left right here, at the stop sign, used to be a big old tree right there. And this is where we'll start to see some of the differences. Big old tree over there on the right. There was another tree right there too. And right here. And over here, there was a tree. See the excavator doing his job right now. There was a tree right here. One right there. On that side. So you can see all that. Over here too. They're just clearing out all the trees. They'll be filling in all these little parts right here. They'll fill all those in. And like I said, if you go all the way to that pole right there, that pole, that's the city. And the same on those poles way on the other side. So you have this whole area to fill in. So it becomes a 4-lane road. This was all trees here, man. All green trees. You see what they've done with all the trees. And they're just smashed with the excavator. See over there, I don't know if you can see above there, there's a whole, you know, some guy's property. They just drop all the poles that they're going to lay new poles to. all these trees. That tree over there too, in front of that guy's house, because where the pole line is, again, they're going to reclaim all of that. All the way down to where the old, to where that new road, you know, met the old road. You know, all this was green, shaded. Now you can see the destruction. I'm sure for many people, you know, these trees probably had a lot of value in terms of what it offered, provided for people. The shade, place to hang their stuff. So that's up ahead is where that cone is, pretty much where the 2-lane, or where the 4-lane stops and goes into this 2-lane. But again, here, even here, this tree, and they just started right there. So those trees there, and that's where it all starts, right here. And you can see the first tree to go down was this guy right here. That was right in front of that guy's property. Probably gave a big old shade to his front door and stuff. Not anymore. And this tree right here, you can see they snapped it off, but it's actually looks like it sits back just a little bit behind the pole maybe. So they got to play that one, either that or compensate the owner of the property. They'll cut all the branches off in front. And here too, man. Massive. Yeah. Here's where you cut it. The guy just digs the tree out, and it winds up being in leaving a big hole of water there, so that it actually, you know, it's got to be filled in. Hopefully it didn't rip up water. Somebody will take all the, oh, matter of fact, that's where I bought my battery. I didn't even recognize it. That's where I just bought my battery for this bike. Dude, that whole place was covered in shade. Look at this guy. He is cutting, but he's cutting the tree that's actually on his side of the property. But because they cut branches and it's near the power lines, he's gonna have to cut the whole thing off. By himself, up there by himself, lassoing it. Hopefully it doesn't fall on his roof. A little cheesy chainsaw. Chances are when they rip this tree out, they probably snapped that pipe. I'm sure of it. They snapped it and then they had to do a quick emergency repair, which is actually pretty common. I see the side work and they just go through it, and then if they crack a pipe in half, they'll say, all right, hey man, we got a pipe over here. They don't have like a blueprints, you know. They say, hey, we've got a water pipe over here. They snapped it, and then they call the water pipe guy. He comes and fix it. But yeah, all back in there too. This tree is gonna go for sure. It's right in front of the pole. That's gonna go. Probably holding off because, you know, some legal issue maybe or something. This guy had major shade. Look at that tree, man. All gone. All this area here too. All this area will get backfilled all the way up to the pole. All the way through there will be all backfilled with dirt. So they'll have truck after truck after truck dumping dirt in here in the coming days. They can make pretty quick work of it. And they'll probably try and do it fast because, you know, you got rain season. Look up. I can see when they pull that giant tree. This tree is huge, man. biggest trees they have was over there. I remember this. I'm gonna look at it for sure in the camera or in my previous video. This giant tree, but they snapped the pipes down there. So the guys, just like I said a minute ago, the guys are down there fixing the pipes. I gotta watch traffic behind me. Yeah, man. Sad. Look at that. Boom. That was an old growth tree right there. Huge. Another pipe over there maybe busted. This guy just built his place, but of course he put it well back behind the poles. That's our friend, the guy driving a tractor, is the guy who owns that shop right there. So he's making sure. And this is where the market was. I think I mentioned they already started moving the Thursday market back that way. So now it's all clear out here. They're gonna recover, like I said, all the way to all the way to those poles on the inside. So all this parking and all that, all be gone. All this stuff will be gone. All these vendors and all that stuff, it'll all be gone. This guy cooking here, all that, all be gone. So that's part of the, I say part of the loss is this little, you know, village life, so to speak. All those street vendors that don't really own the property, but maybe they're renting space from the guy who lived there or something, and all this. These guys already moved way back, so that's cool. I'm gonna turn down here. One of the other places that I saw that there was more development was this bridge area, but it's like private development, private and public partnership, I think. So it's developed a lot slower. The big old tree, they bush cut along here. The big old tree is gone now. That was part of it. I'll just pull up, stop here. Oh, yeah, man. So if you've seen some of my other videos, this area over here, so the river was split all over here. And what the guy had done is he used a backhoe, he got in the river there, and he dredged himself basically to where it kind of blocked on that whole side, because it was coming out this way and it would go towards, you know, basically that property line. So they recover all these old pipes. When they destroy the road like that, they bring up all the sewer pipes. Well, they all deposit them over here, and then what he has done, he just stacked them on top of one each other and backfilled them. So he's got this, and including old telephone poles that are snapped. So he just basically took all that cement debris and made a break wall there, and that's going to get filled in. And what I'm hearing is that this project is going to be like all the way through there, or all the way through here as well. And there's another guy, another friend of ours who lives on the other side, and his land, they're doing the same thing with the widening of the river, and they're supposed to be making like this river walk, which is what will happen on that one over there. So this river, for now, remains the same, but this, you know, 10 billion baht project is supposed to do something through here. It'll be a while, but this guy's made huge progress from when I used to come here. I used to come here, and, you know, just 2 years ago when we moved in. And you know, I go, this is where this is where we went down in that river. I probably still have those videos. We went down that river. Is this still going? Yeah. We went down that river and collected all river rocks for the water tank system that we have. Dot and her sister is the one who's hoiking most of all those rocks. My truck got stuck down there when it was all flat. I did a drone video from through there because we got family property back there. But he just come here, the water buffalo all roaming here and everything. And this was all huge flat shoreline. So all that, not only the cement things right there, but all that whole mound has been backfilled up. Looks like he's dumping trash right there too. But anyway, it was all built up, and now he's got this area, and they're gonna probably make a walkway in there, make the river go this way. They'll probably wind up blocking this. But yeah, it's considerably changed from what it was to what it is now. Which I was bummed that, you know, I'm kind of bummed about that area right here because, you know, I would come here and I know this area, and I liked coming to the bridge and looking at it when there was no cement barriers and all that. But I'm more bummed on the main road. Man, that's a lot of damage. A lot of trees gone. If they would have took the time to cut them, could have been a lot of wood to help somebody. And sometimes, you know, the guys in the trucks are probably contracted to haul away the trees, so they get money, right, from doing that, as well as because they're going to recycle the trees or do something where they can. But oftentimes they'll just go ahead and leave a whole bunch of that smaller wood, just leave it right there, because the homeowner will be like, dude, let me have that. These guys right there are probably bumming because that tree was, that's a place where you get ice. It's like they make ice and stuff, and that huge tree provided shade, which probably helped keep the temperature down in the ice factory. But not anymore. Yeah, man. Sad but true tales of progress here in the village. Battery just overheated right there. But yeah, I was saying that you're supposed to be, my wife said there's a sign that said this, you know, they're gonna lay the water pipe down this road now, which would be going from our village, Bon Mai, maybe all the way down to the other side, the other T section, which is Yang Lian, different village. And that's the first sign, you know, when you're running water, then everybody's going to say, oh man, you know what, I think I can move in. But you know, you look at all this beautiful farmland, rice, and even on both sides of the road. And if people start building and start taking away the rice, you know, that's going to be not good. I mean, I know population increases, you're going to have to start getting land somewhere. So, but if you take away more rice, what do you think that's going to do? Well, that's going to make rice more scarce, and then the next thing you know, yeah, rice prices are going up. For me and for this farm that we live on, hopefully nothing changes. in the next 10 or 20 years. I mean, in a way, it might be a little exciting to see what that big old widened road brings, but I'd rather look at this than concrete, no trees, I'll tell you that. Alright, man, well, hey, hope you enjoyed that little ride into the progress of a small Thai village. Thanks for watching. Keep watching. And I'll get back at you. More progress here on the Thai Farm. Yeah.